Hi, everyone. I'm Dana Ponsky, your guide to college, and welcome to Being Jewish in College's new video series, Kibbutz in 10 Minutes. Today, we will have 10 minutes of very valuable information from Lily Gross, Director of Jewish Student Life at the University of Denver Hillel. Thank you so much for joining us today, Lily. So to kick off, as we do all the time, my first question to you is, what's the name of the Jewish Center on campus?
Our Hillel is the Hillel of Colorado, and the specific name is the Mirage and Alon Hillel Center, but we just call it Hillel.
Perfect. So how many students currently that you might know are on campus who identify as Jewish? And particularly, what is the breakdown from secular, humanistic, Reconstruction, Reform, Conservative, Orthodox, whatever other potential identities our very diverse community might have?
We estimate that there's probably close to 500 undergraduate students that are Jewish, but we have about 250 involved, leaning towards the liberal aspects of Judaism, mostly on the Reform and Conservative, Reconstructionist side of Judaism.
Okay. And what's the total population of students at Denver?
We have 6,000 undergrads and 7,000 graduates. We also estimate that there's around 600 graduate students that are Jewish.
Wonderful. So are there kosher food options available to students on campus? And if so, what are they?
Unfortunately, we don't have strict kosher food available on our campus at the University of Denver. Hillel does have a kosher kitchen. It's not under supervision, but we always welcome students to come use our kitchen and know that, our dinners on Friday nights are kosher.
Speaking of Friday night, are there any weekly Shabbat dinners or gathering opportunities for students to participate in when they want?
We have weekly Shabbat every single week. COVID has made it look a little bit different with Kabbalat Shabbat Zoom services, but usually we are here in the building doing Kabbalat services together, and it really depends what the students want. Our services, our dinners are really shaped by the students. We really believe in being a student-run organization, and I'm just a facilitator. So what that's looked like has kind of shifted and changed according to who wants to lead and what that looks like.
In terms of the academics, are there Jewish studies majors or minors available at the university or Hebrew language course options that the students can participate in?
There is a Jewish Studies Center from which you can minor in Judaic studies, take religious studies classes, and also minor in Hebrew. I took Hebrew classes at the University of Denver and really loved them.
Okay, wonderful. So in terms of the political and social justice climate on campus, can you talk a little bit about if there's been any issues in relation to BDS, any anti-Semitic acts or discussions, anti-Zionist, anti-Israel sentiment, and how does the university respond to that?
Fortunately, we have not had to deal with any anti-Israel movements or really any major anti-Semitic problems, but the university has been helpful in when the problems have arisen of, small incidents of anti-Semitism. We try to work together closely with the University of Denver to help particular students who have gone through these adversities.
Okay. And what would you say is going back to actually activities that you all do, what do you think is the most popular or well-attended program that Jewish Student Life puts on each year that the students really love to participate in?
Our high holidays are definitely a huge hit, and Passover is our biggest of all of our holidays. It's always so fun to kind of come together and celebrate these really large holidays.
Okay. And approximately how many people participate in Passover? Is it just an every night Seder? How does that work?
So we have one really big Seder on the first night of Pesach. We actually partner with our Chabad. We have a really great relationship and come together for that event and host over 200 people in our building, cram people into hallways, cram people in different nooks and crannies of our building, upstairs and downstairs, and have a full Seder. And then, throughout the years, different people have had interest in hosting their own Seders throughout the years. So, a social justice Seder or an earth-based Seder have been common things that students have decided, oh, you know what I really want to do? Connect this amazing story of Passover to this issue that I care so much about.
Awesome. So transitioning again a little bit in terms of the social emotional well-being of the students, what challenges, if any, might a Jewish student face when they're on campus?
I would say the hardest thing for a Jewish student on campus is the calendar, the way that our Jewish calendar aligns and the way that our DU calendar aligns are not always congruent. And that can make it hard to kind of force us to choose between going to class and practicing, but we really try to make sure that there's always ways to fit both into the schedules and make sure that there's availability to make those calendars align a little bit better.
Nice. And what is one piece of information about the University of Denver that you think people should know?
Well, I think one of there's two answers to this question. One is specifically about our Hillel, and that would have to be that we truly are student driven. Since we're a small community, what we do is what the students want. I'm just here to help facilitate the Jewish journey. And so I was actually a student and got to experience what it was like here at DU to be a part of this community and figure out what Judaism meant for me to share with others. And so now I'm in this position where I can do that for the students. And I think it's really special to have a close-knit community that kind of figures out what Judaism is for themselves. And the second part of that is the mountains. From so many places on campus, you can see the beauty of the Rockies in the background, and it's only 20 minutes to go on a hike or an hour to go ski. And it's just so special to be able to do that amidst the chaos of college.
Nice. And my final question is, and I think you may have started to answer it, is what do you love most about helping to lead the Jewish community at the University of Denver?
I love that I get the chance to explore who somebody is and how Judaism can fit into it. Judaism isn't this or that. It's who are you and what are the wisdoms that our ancestors had that we can really plug into that, and to be able to work through that with people and figure it out together is just so special.
Awesome. Well, that's all for my questions. It was a perfect 10 minutes to kibitz a little bit back and forth about what the University of Denver has to offer. So thank you so much for participating. We really appreciate it. And we look forward to sending students to the University of Denver and having a wonderful opportunity being Jewish on campus. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.